In this episode, Feng and I had got notice from the marina where we're keeping Beauty that they were planning to raise rates quite dramatically. So even though we liked Marine Max and we loved our Dockmaster Chris, it was time for us to find a new home for Beauty. So we put the family on notice that we were looking for something, but it was actually Pepper Dog that came to the rescue. Mama and I own several businesses, and we often grab one of the company cargo vans for impromptu adventures somewhere. So in this episode, we're going to grab Pepper Dog, head down to Florida, grab Beauty, sail her down around Key West, back up the east coast of the United States to her new home where we bought a slip, and we'll show you that here in a second, but it's basically in New Bern, North Carolina. Who said that? Cook and clean. And walk Pepper. Yep. Pepper, we're going to the boat. Come on, Pepper. Get in the boat. Kind of a far jump for you, buddy. Can you make it? You gonna make it or no? Well, it's an ugly day here in St. Pete. Got our new dinghy out, which is probably filling up with water very quickly. But today we're not getting solar to charge the batteries, but we are getting plenty of wind. If we could just figure out how rain could charge the batteries, we'd be set. It is first mate and head of security on the back of Beautiful Loser, getting ready to leave the dock, and we're just putting our dinghy in the dinghy davits so we can head out. Pepper, are you holding on? Heading for St. Petersburg, which is that little... What? Oh, good! Maybe the which knot?
So it's 15 and 14.0.
Oh, as long as it's working, that's great.
This one's not.
I know I'm not supposed to be taking video at this angle, but there are few things in life that I like better than this image right here. And that is beautiful. So we make it up the Neuse River to River Station Marina, which is brand new, and we actually purchased 2 slips, one for Beauty and one as kind of an investment to grab some rent off of. Well, this marina and slip is trying to grow on me. The Beauty's looking good there. Look at this nice box. It's huge, and it's got fishing pole holders in it. And anyway, so just kind of getting comfortable with it now. After we tucked Beauty into her slip, we decided to head back to Indiana, and then found out Hurricane Debby was fast approaching. And according to the marina rules, if there is a named storm and New Bern, North Carolina is in the cone, we are required to come move the boat. And we had just purchased the slip, so I did not have any arrangements set up with a local captain or any haul out facilities. So we were just going to have to literally leave the slip, go out into the middle of the Neuse River, and try to anchor and ride out the storm. So we're back, and now here's the footage of that. Mommy's sticking her head out here.
This will get totally soaked. Do you want to move this?
No? In a minute. Basically, we have been here since this morning trying to get ready, just check out everything, figure out what our plans are. You can see the storm starting to come through. Look at the white on the water. That is actually a squall that has not hit us yet. It's already raining and cold and windy, but the squall, you can literally see it moving across the water, and that'll be the first real wave of heavy rains that's coming, and we're supposed to have this for the next 3 days. So the good news is we're gonna get soap and shampoo and everything up on the top of the boat. She's gonna be clean, because she's gonna have about a 3-day shower. Clean the inside, but we're just trying to get ready. Pretty much everybody's out of the marina except for the big cat and a new tenant that we got over there. It's just a little tiny boat. No, I don't think anybody's on it. I could be wrong, but there's one boat here that I don't know what his story is. Doc Maxter said he was supposed to come move that, but we are here. If it makes landfall as a Category 1 hurricane, we have to actually untie and go out and sit in the middle because it'll be too rough against the... No, he's out of dock, honey.
Earlier there's a boat right in the middle.
Really?
I don't know where he went.
Yeah, but we're just now getting it. More updates later. Really, we're not getting much wind yet. It's mostly just massive amounts of rain. There is a dinghy on the back of that boat that still has the plug in it, and it is going to hold a shit ton of water, and it'll probably break the dinghy davits. I told the dock master about it, but he said he was going to run and get some tools and come back, but we got this water before he got back. You can see nothing out there. Okay, the rain has lightened up just for a little bit, so I'm going to make a quick video. Basically, I have 11 dock lines on this side. We are supposed to be, look at that. Batteries must be fully charged because we've got a little bit of wind, but it's not spinning the wind turbine. So I've got extra lines that I brought out that I usually don't have hooked up, but we've got I've got lines running around the pole to the other cleats on the other side, but we have 11 lines holding us basically because the wind's going to come from this direction and holding us off this pole. So the majority of the wind should be pushing us to starboard. So I've got fenders there, which I guess my only real concern is getting blown into these poles. So it should be pretty safe. She's well positioned in the center of the dock, or in the center of the slip, I should say. And we don't really have a lot of wind. Now, if the waves come from that direction, this little marina and these boats are going to block some of the waves, because earlier we had whitecaps actually in the river. So things have calmed down a little bit since then, but I mean, I am as prepared as I can be at this point. All of the boats are up out of the water now except for us and the 2 other sailboats. Everything else is either gone or lifted up out of the water. They said that they're expecting about 4 foot of rise up here, which still means we can come and go on the dock. It'll be right at the dock height, or the finger pier height. So we're good. Oh my God. Where'd that come from? They've been on and off like that. Even though we are not in the eye of the hurricane or the tropical storm, they're talking about the sides of it getting tornadoes, and man, does it feel like one right now. The boat's really rocking more than I've seen it rock so far since we've been down here. The wind is super strong right now. I'm sure it could be more, but it's strong. Yeah, that's true. We should be thankful that all we're getting is all this rain. Now the wind's picked up quite a bit, and it's tossing the boat around quite a bit, but so far all the lines are held. I've got one line that's got some chafe in it where it's been rubbing for the last 3 days, and it might break, but and unfortunately it's like the main line that's got all the pressure on it. But we're just hanging out, riding out this storm. It has been non-stop water for 3 days. The wind is changing. It's starting to come from the other side. It has been coming from this side for all night, and we haven't had much. Well, we've had light rain all night, but now it's starting to really come down, and the wind is changing so that we're getting blown back and forth in the slip, so it must be coming from right there. Hope I got enough lines out. Man, what a lot of water. Still have power for the dock. I mean, we don't need it anyway because we're off grid, but okay, so it has been wave after wave after wave of wind and rain, and we're getting some right this second. I'm about to get soaking wet, but I'm coming out. Oh my God. Anyway, so the wind has just changed. Earlier, up until now, it was pushing us away from the dock, and now it's pushing us into the dock, which I'm not sure is better or worse. I don't know. We got plenty of fenders over here, and we got lines over here, but they seem like they might need to be tightened up just a little bit. Might be able to tighten that. Depends on which way we're coming in. But the water has come up probably a foot in the last hour. Look at that, you can't see anything. This is probably the worst one yet. We're not really riding against the dock, so our lines are holding, but as the boat rises, those lines will stretch out and we will probably be a little bit closer to the dock. So I might have to go over there and pull that line in a little. Ooh, that's gonna be tough against the wind. Bob Seeger against the wind. Look at that, can't see anything. And now you can see the rain is now coming in this way. Earlier, the last video, it was coming in this way. The good news about this is the waves almost disappear when the rain is, or when the wind is coming from this way, because we're sheltered by the land there. So we go from rocking like crazy to sitting flat. Wow, it's hot. There is not much of a breeze. I mean, just slight breeze. Oh, there's a fish. But man, the sun is beating down today. Whew. You can tell by the water that there's not much of a breeze. This guy is over here. Actually, he just opened up some new solar panels. He's going to put some new solar panels on his boat. The guy back here has got a friend over and a dog, so they're hanging. Plus, I got this. This is the Lowe's bucket. Actually, it's really strong right here. I think that's where I'm going to put the holes for the ropes to pull the sock back down. Okay, I need a segue here. Well, since I had a few days before I needed to get back to Indiana, I decided to work on the spinnaker, which we had blown out in a high wind situation, and the collar that goes around the sock to lower the sock over the main part of the spinnaker, I basically lost it at sea. So I lost half of it at sea. So I was going to create my own little collar for the spinnaker sock with the rigid part of a Home Depot bucket. So that's what this next part of the video is about. I think it's gonna work just fine. Okay, I got this spinnaker, the top tied to that so I could stretch it out. And it says that this spinnaker is 47 feet 6 inches tall, and the sock is stretched out, but it doesn't go all the way. So I think that's supposed to be that way because these lines attach right here. So I've got everything worked out, and I think this is kind of an egg shape. This is a round shape, but it will definitely fit on there. So I think it's going to work. We're going to drill some holes and create a line to pull down, and we'll give it a try. A couple things that are weird. I think this thing goes on the outside and around. I'm not sure how to attach that yet. So get back to you on that. Okay, here we are. So basically, there's the spinnaker, and when you pull on this, it pulls the bucket and everything up. Now, there's a little bit of a tear here, which was here before. I think it really needs to go. And I'm gonna look at that next. But this part, the part that's going to be important is pulling it back down, and that is working fine. So if I pull it all the way up, you know, to release it, it does fine. And then when I pull it down, it comes down. That's as tight as it'll get right now. Now the bucket is just kind of adding a shape, but I really just need to get it out there and with it hanging, see if I can see if it acts right. Okay, here we are in the forward berth of the Island Packet, and so we got this problem. I need to connect the forward facing outlet hose for the day head, which is way back there. And I need to run a new hose under the floor to the, basically I'm replacing this hose. Right in here, there is a motion detector light. That light just came on. But right in here is a switch to either pump out or go to the tank. And this is clogged up. We can't get anything to move through it. So we got to replace that. It's probably original to the boat, 25 years old. So it needs to go from here and reaching way down there. You can't really see it, but I got to unhook that. And then I have to pull it. There's 240 gallon tank here of water, which runs from here all the way to here. Okay? All of that is tank, and it's all solid. You can't get to it. So we're going to have to figure out a way to pull the new line through. So as we've come up with this method where I'm going to attach the old line to the new line, and I'm using this as like a safety, and then connect these together and duct tape them so hopefully it doesn't come off as I'm pulling it through, because that would be really bad. The idea is that I'm going to connect the old one and the new one together, and as I'm pulling the old one out, the new one basically replaces it. But I'm worried about how do I hold those together so that as I'm tugging on the other one way back here, 20 feet back here, how do I not get it stuck or caught or anything? So I created this. It's kind of a little safety thing, and I'm going to do this side with the old pipe. I'll do the same thing and put it in there, and then I'm going to duct tape all of that so there's really nothing to kind of get caught on other than maybe a couple bulky spaces here. But this rope is also going to go through the boat, so as I'm pulling on the old pipe that way, hose pipe, whatever you call it, if it gets stuck, I can pull it back out with this and hopefully not pull the pipes and stuff away from each other. Okay, so there's my plan. So we are making progress. I got that end all set up. Now I just finally got this end off, and we're going to clamp this back on here and run it that way and pull it all the way out the port light at that end, hopefully minimizing whatever mess is there. But it took me a while to get this off, so I'll take that in, do the same thing on this that I did on that, and then tape it all together and try to wiggle it all the way through there. You're good. Okay.
Go.
Okay, so we've got both ends connected, holding them together with the rope, and now we're just going to duct tape everything so it doesn't get caught, or it minimizes it getting caught, and just pull it through so the old or the new replaces the old. That's the plan. Here's our contraption, all duct taped together, and hopefully it's going to get pulled out that end. And anyway, we should set up a little tripod or something to watch this. Everybody likes watching how sanitary hoses gets replaced, right? Yeah, because that's the one, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's exactly that size.
What happened? Turn my light back on.
I can see from here.
Yeah.
It's exactly that size.
Focus.
Do we have this metal? If we cut it right there, put a rope on that inside and pull from.
Well, after some intense cussing, we got the project done, and Mama rewarded me with a steak and broccoli meal. Told you she feeds me too well.